Yeah, we're on live.
That was quick.
Yeah.
That was quick. Sup, Charlie?
Hey, brother. Anybody out there, please share. Please.
Boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Monday, Monday, Monday.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like Mondays. Monday's just another day, bro. It's just another day.
Yeah.
What's
So
up, everybody? What's up? How you guys feeling tonight? I
you're
feel
feeling
so
good, man.
excited and happy tonight, bro. Oh, bless you. Bless you.
Mm.
Bless you. I got my coffee.
Yes.
Have a fun night tonight. I feel so much better. I watched the Star Advertiser interview with the Lieutenant Governor today. I feel so much better, so much more comforting.
Why?
Is COVID even still going on?
Huh?
Is COVID still around?
It is.
Okay, that's what I thought. But after that 38-minute interview, I felt so much better because we're almost at herd immunity because herd immunity is 75%, according to him.
Mm-hmm.
And once you get your second shot, you got total immunity that you can't catch or pass the virus. And he's really, really pushing hard to get the Trans-Pacific over to Hawaii with just a vaccine card. I mean, I don't know. I thought maybe I just fell asleep for the last couple of weeks and didn't realize because I could have sworn herd immunity was up to 95+% because of the variants, and that in fact that you still can catch and pass the virus with the vaccine. That's what all the experts are saying. So I felt really
I,
good, man, after watching that interview.
I think what it is, in his defense, he's based it on the amount of vaccination given on an archipelago.
Oh, got it.
So when you're in an archipelago, you minus the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees, and then you get your 75%. So
Got
that's
it.
how it normally works. Yeah.
Yeah, that might be the case. That might be the case. Of course, it comes down to the locals again.
Oh yeah.
Comes down to the even though we have the travel related cases that's been proven on Kauai, um,
Yep.
it's been proven that vaccinated people are catching and passing on the virus. So I don't get it. And what bothers me the most is no one stops them. No one steps up and says, Lieutenant Governor, you're not right. You're not right. You're misleading the public. No one from the Department of Health steps up. The governor said he's beating to his own drum. He's not even agreeing with the lieutenant governor, but he's not calling him out. No one's calling him out, and they allow this to continue. And while the Star Advertiser reporters are asking some questions, he doesn't answer them. He gets around them. And guys, we know better. We know better, and but it just doesn't stop. It's every day is the same song and dance, and I just don't get it. It's 75% was tossed out a very long time ago, very long time ago, and we know it's at least 90, and in fact 95. Some places, some experts I've heard even said higher because of the variant. So for him to continue on this 70% or 75%, for him to continue on the total immunity, for
Mm-hmm.
him to continue on the fact that you cannot get this virus once you're vaccinated is so misleading. And this is the number two guy in the state. This is the number two guy in the state. So um,
Well,
it's
and
frustrating.
supposedly he's a doctor. So well, at least I know where I'm not going. If I get hospitalized, I ain't. And you know what? I'll be very honest. And I had this feeling when I was when I was in ICU, right before they extubated me, taking the tube out. And I told myself, the person who's taking out, this is one horse doctor, and I die right now, I'm okay because I know this person caused it. And that's why they brought in one doctor to take the tube out, because there was a little conflict of who was right and who was wrong. And hard for talk when you get the tube stuck down your throat, you know what I mean? I was ready for telling them, you two monkeys, no debate now, decide what you're going to do. And secondly, my hands wasn't tied down, so better yet, decide now what you're going to do. You're either going to take them out or leave them in. But don't have one debate standing over me and make like I deaf, just because I'm in ICU. You in ICU, you ain't deaf. So I think that's part of this guy's problem.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to ask you, when you made the statement, you can't catch it or give it. I said, boy, in these past couple of weeks, didn't the health department say grandparents of live in the same household, fully vaccinated, got the virus? Give it to small ones that went to school. I mean, that was a spread, right? It was due to that time. So, I mean, we're living proof. And I've always said Kauai has really good data on that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
His one is like, you got to go EK Fernandez Fun Factory if we go look up the data.
Yeah. Seriously. I just
Yep.
think it's dangerous. I think you send people the wrong message, and then you complain about people not wearing their mask. Well, he said he's going to push for the governor to get people not to have to wear a mask indoors because CDC is now saying that they're moving towards that. Well, go do what you want, CDC. The reason why Hawaii's numbers are so low is because we did things differently than the mainland. So why would you go follow people that's doing worse than you? That's stupid. That's just plain stupidity when you're following someone that is it's just you follow the people that are doing things that get them to where you want to be. So if you want to go backwards, yeah, go follow the states that are going backwards. Come on, guys, it's so silly, so silly. And again, the bigger part of it, Charlie, because we get jackasses all across the world, right? You get idiots everywhere, but when you don't, when they're not called out, then you can. It's safe to say that everyone around them is condoning that behavior. I wish I could remember. There was a saying Chief Darrell Perry said, and you may remember this one about officers that don't do something when they see something being wrong. I can't remember what it was, but it's basically if you're not stopping the bad behavior and you have an authority or an ability to do so, then you're just as guilty. You're just as guilty. And that's the way I feel. You get the governor, he goes on his press conferences and he smiled. He. We're doing everything we can. You get the health director coming up telling everybody, get your vaccines, wear your mask, but no one's calling out the lieutenant governor for his misleading statements. And I'll probably get a text tomorrow morning again from the lieutenant governor calling me a fear monger, whatever. I'm calling you out, lieutenant governor. You're saying the wrong things. You're saying data and facts and numbers that are not consistent with what the experts are saying. So I'm calling you out. And if you can prove me
if they were
wrong, prove
doing,
me wrong. If you got a study that proves me wrong, I'll sit right here and stick my right foot in my mouth.
what they got to do is, it's really, really, it's disheartening that when you have, well, first of all, CDC said you can go outside because it's better outdoors, right? You can take off your mask outdoors, more ventilation. Why would they give it indoors? Well, it's worse. I mean, I don't understand. That's why sometimes I really, and I'm not quite, that's their job. They get paid the big bucks. It's above, my pay grade. But, you fight all you can until you get no more fight in you. And you just wonder why, if we're doing so good, Oahu should be 10 or less daily. Kauai should be 2 or even 1 or less. Maui should be 10 or less. Big Island should be 5 or less. That's how the count should be. But we're not even near that, right? We are
Yep.
not even near that. So if some of you out there says, hey, we should be happy with if we could get numbers like we are getting now, because they like to compare us to other states. Yeah, but guess what, gang? Compare us to other states, but other states, no more cost of living like us. Let's when we compare apples and oranges and oranges. So some of you may say, what does cost of living have to do? That's a prime example. When you're going to compare where everything is straight across the board. You get the same amount of population, you get the same amount of people that get diabetes, heart disease, same, everything got to be exactly the same. And then you compare the numbers from there. Then you see where you're at.
Yeah. The other thing he said, he didn't cite the Lancet study, but he talked about how the Maui post arrival testing was 5,000 all negative. We already talked about the test being taken, your pre-test, and then you're taking the test hours later.
Right.
I had my friend went to the mainland, landed on Wednesday, early Wednesday morning, took the test Wednesday, stayed on the mainland Wednesday, Thursday, and then flew back. But he had already taken the test. So that is not enough time for the virus to incubate. So he's going to take another test tomorrow to be safe. That's the responsible thing to do. That is the responsible thing to do. But when you saying the 5,000 negatives is proof that the safe travels work, and that in fact the safe travels program screens out 88%. I mean, assures 88%. That's not what the Lancet study said. A real study, a peer-reviewed study. So again, it's that misinformation. It goes out and gives people this false sense of or false belief that we're past the bad part.
Mhm.
Well, many locations have passed the bad part of COVID, so they thought, and then it came back and kicked them into Okole even harder than the first time. So I'm going to continue to play safe. I'm going to continue to play it. So I'm going to continue to wear my mask and not go out into gatherings and whatever people want to do what they want to do, and that's fine.
Right.
It's
Right.
I understand. Yeah, Melanie is saying that travel tests are so expensive. That's what I don't understand. How the government has. We know the test doesn't cost 175 bucks. We know that, and yet these guys are being allowed to gouge people because they have to travel, and that no one calls them out either. Everybody's.
We were set on this path that was destined for collision. And I tell you how. Remember from day one when they said that we had to conserve, we didn't have enough test kits. Remember that was the biggest thing, and they made that so big it was like Godzilla in the flesh. And so everybody go, wow, what we gonna do, right? In the moment Hawaiian Air started to get on board, Hawaiian Air was the first one that came out with one test. The next thing you know, test by test by test was coming out of the woodworks, was coming out from places. It was almost as if Elon Musk would send one of his rocket up and brought some tests down from the skies, from Mars, from Martiania, you want to call it, from the Martians, and we got tests across the board. So the only other thing we're waiting for is, uh, okay, I got this text. Our guest gonna jump on close to 7:30 because I think yeah, so it's okay. So when the test became rapid, right? Then there was question about, oh, who can give the test? Remember, it was only a select group, the trusted partners. Well, let me tell you, anybody that's in CLIA lab got to be trusted. I mean, you get some mandates on you from the federal government, right? When you're in lab testing things, it's not like you're on fluke, but only a certain amount of people are giving it. And the funny thing about it is, the lab is the one that tests the results. I don't know why they never let doctors of your choosing collect the samples. It doesn't take on brain surgeon to collect one sample. It takes on lab to read the results. That's what you needed. But they say no, from front to back. all gotta be the same. Jam up we got. And that was the fear factor laid into us from day one.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how this all plays out. I gotta say, it's again, it's just really, really, really frustrating. The messaging that is mixed. And it just sucks. It just sucks. But
Yeah.
whatever. HTA funding. The legislature cut out all the funding, and now HTA's got to come to the legislature and justify funding as they need them. You remember, Charlie? Remember when we first had HTA on, when all this thing started, and they were going to use this opportunity to redo tourism. They were going to manage tourism. They were gonna change the way we do things, and all of a sudden, that disappeared. They are
Yep.
doing everything in their power to get as many visitors here as possible, as quick as possible. That's not managing tourism. I heard him say, yeah, today. He said, yeah, we want to. The HTA needs this funding. He doesn't support the bill that cut the funding. He's saying that he wants to give them the tools necessary so we can market Hawaii to the right traveler. Smaller footprint, spending more money. How the hell you do that? What? You gonna do a promotional campaign and do a commercial and say, hey, all you broke ass people, we don't want you in Hawaii. We just want the rich, and we don't want all of you to come. No, that's not how you do it. Hawaii is a destination with or without HTA, with or without. Airlines drop their rates, people gonna come. Now, what the governor and the state needs to do is reassess all of the routes and limit the number of seats that are coming into our state. That's what you need to do. That marketing is not going to cut back the tourists, the visitors. It's not. And I tell you, the fact that the more money you drop into HTA going to bring a different type of tourist, that's not how it works. Everybody knows about Hawaii is on the map, like Vegas is. You think Vegas spends a lot of money in Hawaii to market? Vacation Hawaii does because they want us to use their product. But in general, you don't need to market to Hawaii for Vegas. And it's the same on the mainland for Hawaii. You don't need all that damn money. We need to start managing tourism. We need to start limiting seats on the flights. We need to cut the route so that we can get the tourists that we can actually manage in our state. That's how you fix it. That's how you fix it.
Well, a lot of times I always say if you keep someone locked up in the basement long enough, sure watch when you let them out. Sure watch when you open the door and take off the leg irons and the handcuffs. Let them smell the fresh air. They go ape, right? Bingo. That's what's happening now. We've been confined like this so long. Everybody just, I mean, and what's so ironic about this, brother, is that the wife and I, we still go out with our masks, we still social distance, and like we went to Costco, and I'm oh boy, but I went twice already in Lihue, and folks, if you haven't gone there, the parking lot is full of cars, but the moment you get inside, you ask yourself, hey, where are the people? It's just like they're hiding behind cases of soda or something. You just don't see them. They're hardly around. So I felt like King Tut going up and down the aisles like there was nobody. And I just said, okay, can be functional, no stray off costs. Go in, right? You go in without one mind. I'm gonna pick up one pack of steaks and some salad, right? And then leave. Sometimes I go there, I go pick up a pack of steaks, but then I pick up a generator, stay on sale. Then I go, please pick up that. Next thing you know, I said, okay, pick up your car. You put your car against the glass. I said, okay, and your bill is a 960. I said, how much?
Yeah,
It's one of those. But
that's a
I tell you,
dangerous
just
place,
no
boy.
more, just and even the people outside, I have to say, and these are locals. And I'm sorry if I'm offending any visitors, but the local folks, they're very polite. You know that line? Even though there's not stanchions with ropes, there's this mark on the ground that you gotta weave like a chicane, right? You know the term chicane, like we used in the technical driving school. You gotta go between the cones. Well, there's this line, everybody 6 feet apart, and they just fall in the line until they get up to the window. No, get people standing in line for not a long time, you have a long line. Here you get Johnny Alabama, just landed. Boom, he looking out front. Oh, get a window open, walk straight there. Then he wonder why. Get about 45 angry natives. They're like Brockies, Okole. Because, brother, look at the line. Look at the people standing on that line. You got to go back there. But it was very pleasant to see local folks following the rules, still wearing their masks, you know, not falling prey to any misleading guidance. And I'm very proud of it. Very, very proud.
Yesterday, yesterday, Mother's Day. I don't cook, right? So Patsy took her mom shopping in the morning, as they always do. They didn't do it on Saturday; they did it on Sunday. So for lunch, I said, "Hey, I'm gonna get some lunch for us." So we went to, we support local. We went to Leong's meat house to get some poke bowls and poke nachos, and so I ordered online. So Patsy and I go. She drops me off. I go out and I stand in line. There's two big Hawaiian brothers that work in landscaping, and they're on their lunch break. I'm they have their masks on. I'm behind them, probably 8 feet behind them. I got my mask on, and on the side, on the outside of Leong's, there's a little pad that has, I think, three umbrellas with little a bench.
Yep.
So I see this husband, wife, and two children. They're sitting there and eating, and then they get up and they start walking towards me and the two Hawaiian guys in front of me. He comes up. He's not wearing a mask. His wife and the two kids are wearing the mask. You can tell by the way they dress that they are visitors. They're not from here. They got the tourist attire. And I shouldn't stereotype, but I've been a cop long enough to know when I see that. Now he comes up. He doesn't put on his mask. Now there's a big sign at Leong's. Wear your mask, right? You must wear a mask. He stands behind me and he doesn't put on a mask. So the two brothers grab their food and they leave and they go back and go sit. They go by the umbrella. I step up. This clown comes up to me and says, "Excuse me, can I get in front of you? They screwed up my order." Now he doesn't have a mask. So I look at him and I said, "First of all, it's not okay for you to go in front of me. I've been sitting in this hot sun. My wife is in the car. This is our Mother's Day lunch. So no, it's not okay. And where the hell is your mask?" And he stepped back like I was praying, "Take a swing, pal. Take a swing, because this is where you will sleep." But he didn't. And I decided to go sit in the car before I punch his face. Who the hell you're more important than your food? You know what I'm saying, Charlie? That's the kinds of things that piss me off. And I know I'm gonna offend a ton load of people, but that's just it. No mask comes up close to me to tell me that his food was wrong, so he needs to go ahead of me. Hell no. I am just as hungry as you, pal. And I've been waiting in this sun just as long. So get the hell out of my face and wear your mask. So I can go sit in a car just because I figured that's the best. And good thing, good thing. Patsy
Yeah,
said, "What happened? What? Didn't want your order?" I said, "No, you see that asshole over there?" And I told him the story. She said, "Oh, so entitled, yeah? Yeah. Like, like they messed up your order, so you get to go in the front of the line. Sorry, pal. Get back and put on your stupid mask."
back in the old days when people throw blows, the reason is for something, right? But people ready for throw blows just because of a mask.
Yeah.
And I thinking to myself, oh, bro, how come you gotta wear mask? You wear mask, when I punch your nose and you see bleeding, the mask gonna cover all the blood. So
I couldn't believe it, man. I mean, and I felt for his wife and the kids because they all had their masks. They all following the rules. And here comes this turd who thinks that he's better than everybody. Yeah, it was just not a good way to, anyway. And I apologize, I apologize to my wife. And I shouldn't be like that, but I was just, it's hot. Why he never go tell her two Hawaiian brothers, hey, bro, I like move, I like get my food because he would have got knocked out right there. He would have got clocked. But
No,
he
I
saw the
tell
old
you this,
man. He saw the old man, with a mask. Oh, whatever, bro.
brother, you know how they do. See, in the mainland, they judge by sight. So when they're looking up the line, they look up and down the line. If the line was 2 miles long with guys over 6'8", he gonna pick the guy way at the back at the 2 mile mark. That's the one he gonna pick on because the guy is only 5'2". That's what they would do. He wouldn't do it any sooner. And that's just how it is, bro. But
Yeah.
anyway, ladies and
But
gentlemen, tonight we're making small talk, but there's some things that happen. But tonight, our guest, I'm going to do a disclosure right now. It was brought to my attention by my brother Mel that he said, "Hey, your grandson gets something special going on." I said, "What?" So I had to go look, and by golly, there it was. So I asked him, and right now he is practicing, and they didn't get over yet, but they live close by the field. And my son just texted us and said, "We're sorry for running late. No problem, because my grandson is getting ready. He was selected for the USA baseball team for 14 and under, representing the West Team Hawaii. Okay, there's only I believe 12 of them that are selected, and my grandson made it, and they're going to be representing the West, okay, the best of the West. So we're going to wait for him to come on because I want him to explain about at 11 years old, he started a nonprofit, and you'll be very, very surprised what he's doing. But I'll leave that up to him to kind of
well, I so sorry. I thought he was in high school. So in my post, he's not. He's
Oh
11
no,
years old.
yeah,
He's 11 years old. This guy's gonna blow us away tonight. But and I see John.
sure.
I'm gonna let him in. But while we're waiting for him to come in, I did wanna say something really nice today. Was
Oh,
Patsy
there.
got a call from her auntie Dane, and her uncle Fern. Our auntie Dane and Uncle Fern lock it in from right down the
Yeah.
road. Called her up and said he had some mango. He'd peeled
Uh-huh.
all the mangoes for Patsy. She's gonna make pickle mango. And she also gave him on coconut. And she said,
Oh,
hey, go tell your husband, go crack this open. You can spoon the meat out. So she tells the guy, no, I don't know how to do that. Like, really? We
yeah.
grew up with coconuts. So came home, I poked the holes out, poured out all the coconut milk, fresh, cracked the coconut, and we had spoon coconut meat. And it just take me back about 50 years, bro. Back in the day, that
Wow.
was what we did. That's what we did. It was so cool.
Okay.
So thanks to Auntie Dane, Uncle Fern for that coconut and mango. What's up,
Wow.
Jonathan?
How's
What's
it?
up,
Hi
John?
guys.
I see you relaxing. I know it's a little dark. What's happening? What's happening? Is Dane Boy still out on the field?
Yeah, so the as people know, when the sun is out, the coaches will stretch it to the limits. So the sun is definitely out. But yeah, I'm just sitting in the car. As some know, we us as parents can't watch practice, so we're kind of all in the parking lot, just waiting for practice to break.
Now, let me ask you, why do you think that rule is in effect? Is it because some parents spoils it for everybody by getting together when they're not supposed to, or what? I mean, that's a crazy rule that the kids can all get together. It's just the parents can get together.
Yeah.
So,
I think right now it's 25 or less on the field. So, with the coaches, the kids, I mean, we're reaching that capacity pretty quick. So, based on the rules though, they're doing everything they can, the coaches, and even they have even staff now. I think 3 parents and volunteers that if there's a game, they're the ones that make sure that the kids are keeping their distance and not sharing water, that type of stuff. So yeah, I'm just happy that the kids get to at least play, have practices, and hopefully they keep it going. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one thing that I did agree with the lieutenant governor today was about that rule, that he didn't agree with that rule, and I agree with him, and I think he makes that probably the only part of his interview that I agreed with was that limiting your parents from watching the kids participate. Even here on Kauai, we get the stadium. We had 7-on-7 football the other night. The stadium can hold, I don't know, 2,000, 3,000 people. You get 7-on-7 flag, and we're not allowing kids, I mean, our parents to go watch the kids play. But it's okay for you line up the outside of the fence. All the parents can be outside of the fence. So I will agree with the lieutenant governor on that one. That wear your mask, social distance, whether you're at a wedding, which they allow, or youth sports where you can watch your kids. I really do not understand the logic for that.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we share with, okay, first of all, my grandson is how old? 11, right? Or 12?
No, oh gosh, no, he's 14.
I was wrong. I thought he
Yeah.
was 11.
7 plus 4. Yeah, close enough.
What grade is he in?
7.
Okay, I was wrong. I thought he was high school. Charlie was real wrong. Thought he was in elementary.
Yeah, I thought he was elementary.
Yeah.
But I just said, oh, he's big for his age, but he's 14, okay?
Yeah.
Now, I shared a little, and of course, the dad had a big role to play in this, but I was very impressed based on what I saw in the post. And that was, he's making a pitch on this nonprofit. So why don't you explain about the nonprofit and really what the goal is?
Yeah, so this concept was, I would say, was brought up years ago, really, as something that I saw as a coach growing, coaching with kids and so forth. And some kids could have the nice shoes. Some kids, came with the puka shoes. Some kids came with no shoes, believe it or not. So that, some kids would be playing in, say, like basketball shoes when we're on a baseball field. So, safety, obviously, we all know with the proper equipment and the wrong equipment, you can get seriously hurt, sprain an ankle, so forth, right?
Right.
But anyways, this was kind of brought up in my head, how can I get my son off the video game, and really help him, understand business in the sense of possibly running a nonprofit. So we set up a 501(c)(3). The company name is called D Kicks. So it's kind of a play on his name. That's just initial D and then the word kicks, all one word. So D Kicks. And I think he's going to use this initiative to, help out with his community service hours. And so it's going to kind of be twofold. And then obviously service his community in ways that, he can kind of reach out to some of the less fortunate. But also to, I think with the way sports is headed, and parents, being out of work, and some kind of getting back into the work field, anywhere we can help our, our families, friends, and, really everybody. I would say that's kind of our goal as a family, is to kind of reach out any way we can. And I know right now, if I look into my bin, my son's got probably shoes since, he was 8 years old, 9 years old. So we're starting with our own inventory. We already found a home, or we call it, we adopted, that shoe, and we gave it a home to 8 different kids already within our community. So we're very proud to do that. Right now we're in need for shoe boxes. So those that have Nike, Adidas, Puma, Converse, those types of empty boxes, maybe laying in your closets, that's what we like to deliver them in, so it presents a little bit better than just handing the shoes over. So we're trying to reach out to some of the local celebrities, the Colton Wongs. I got a couple friends that are actually going to be helping out, donating shoes from the Lions organization.
Don, why don't you do this, because the people can't see you?
Yeah.
Why don't you start your truck?
Yeah.
Put on your headlights and go stand in front of the headlights.
Yeah. Nah, but he's really the one I want you guys to meet. Maybe I don't know if tonight's the night. He's probably gonna like go, Dad, come on, serious,
Yeah.
But yeah, he's gonna be the one to really like help
So,
share
so
his story.
so let me recap. So basically, what you've done is you started a nonprofit, right? And you're asking people to donate used shoes. And what Dane Boy does is he refurbishes them, right?
Yeah.
And then he gives it out to these, whether it be the police athletic league or some type of league for kids and all different sizes. And these are for athletes that just, especially these kids that can't afford the proper footwear. That if the donation meets the need, then you folks refurbish and you give it to that league to give to the kids.
Yeah, so
Free.
we're planning so this is more like a spring launch. So a lot of the spring sports are gonna go into full swing within the next couple of weeks. And so with that happening, practices are gonna start, signups are starting now. So we
Okay.
really want to be a part of the first day festivities. So those that have where maybe council members might come out throughout the first pitch, that type of stuff. That's when we really want to be there, and hopefully have dozens and dozens of shoes where kids can come out and just take. This is not for purchase. This is just really again donating.
Yeah.
Basically, your donation goes to a child in need. That's it.
Okay. We had a question from
Screenshot, guys. Screenshot.
Screenshot,
Screenshot.
but we had a question. Hard for see you, son. So I don't know
Yep,
if
yep.
you
No, no.
interior light or external light. But
Yeah.
Eddie Kawakami asked only baseball, but we're talking about baseball, football, soccer, basketball,
Yeah.
any kind of shoes in any of those sports, right?
Yeah.
So football, baseball, soccer, basketball.
Yeah.
If you have shoes in those, they're willing to take anything. And the screenshot that Mel just put up, it can be sent to them. And basically, this is Dane's operation. He'll refurbish the shoes. Now, I saw one online that he did. Was that the one he did? He cleaned it up and made it look brand new.
Yeah, you'd be amazed what a wire brush can do with a 14-year-old. So yeah, wire brush. I mean, so a lot of the stuff that we're doing too is we're getting donations from folks that are supplying us with supplies. So like shoe polish, shoe laces. The shoe only looks good if the shoelace is good too. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
the shoelace is probably the hardest thing to say refurbish or clean. Sometimes we reuse them, but ideally we wanna put a fresh pair of laces on. So that it's
Yeah.
1,000 times better. Yeah. So this was one that we recently did. This is a size, yeah, I think if everybody just looks at it and goes, hey, what is the most popular sizes? It's really size 10, 12, 11, 9.5. That's where I think a lot of the high school guys really need help, with. A lot of kids are especially baseball, metals are really where it is. The metal cleats are underneath instead of those rubber molded cleats. And then there's also turf shoes, so you'd be surprised on how many variations of shoes you actually need to play the game of baseball. But if parents out there that understand the cost associated to some of these brands like the Nikes and the Adidases, and we're trying to lessen the burden on the kid getting bullied. I mean, all kinds of stuff can happen and trickle down from there. But we believe it's gonna, build some self-esteem with that kid, and anything we can do to, provide that sense of awareness. I think, this is definitely a community effort. So,
Okay,
yeah.
Laurie Nakama asking, can you please put the address in the comment section, and I'll do that right now.
Yeah.
Do that right now.
Right. I don't know if you guys saw those pictures, but you putting them in, Charlie?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you guys saw those pictures, but guys, that's so I saw it. Actually, Patsy saw it. She shared it, and Patsy said, "Hey, maybe you should get him come on the show." And I went to the post and I read it. I said, "Okay, so you got this 14-year-old kid who's seen it. He's seen teammates come up. I've seen it as a coach where kids coming up with shoes that are 2 sizes too small. They're using the hand-me-downs, and they want to play so bad that they're playing with shoes that are too small. They're not going to see anything. You have no choice. So this 14-year-old, of course, with a smart papa, like smart dad like yourself, what an amazing opportunity. Teach them about business, teach them about community service. But these shoes are are usable. These shoes, after being cleaned and reconditioned, are still got a lot of life left. So what an amazing concept. And guys, I know he's on Oahu, but if you're on Kauai and you want to help out, you can simply send those, use the address, and you can ship them straight there. Or if you guys want to send it to me, I think Charlie and I can probably put a box together. I can only imagine how many shoes we're gonna get, but
No,
and
what
don't
they
bring,
can do, what they can do
not
is
your
just
junk, not the
yeah,
junk. You know, you know, look at your shoes, your kids' shoes or grandkids that, maybe one size too small for them. So you got new shoes. If they're still usable, if you get pukas, no, put that in a box. So, but I can tell you that's going to help a lot of kids, a
Yeah.
lot of
yeah,
kids.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I just put it up, PO Box 25762. If not, Kauai, private message me, and then we can meet up someplace. I'll take it from you, and then I'll send it to my grandson on Oahu.
Yeah, we most likely will be making our way to the other islands. So Kauai, we will be there. We'll be there. We're doing some stuff with most likely Hanapepe Pop Warner. We most likely we do something with them, and then also their baseball league, which I have a history with as well. So that if we can give back again, that's kind of where we wanna go. We'll get to Kauai for sure. For
Yeah.
now, yeah, definitely send donations to the PO box to Oahu, and then we're gonna be putting up some social media handles and also some websites to allow people to donate. Even items like leather shoe polish. It does exist. So the leather shoe polish just allows Dane to kind of work with paintbrushes and to really touch up some of the things that might say not be able to hide with just the sponge and water. So we'll definitely get all that stuff up where people can help in other ways too. But yeah, we're just happy to do this as a family, and again teach this kid some responsibility
Oh, thank
and the way
you.
to kind of give back. Yeah.
John, some people are asking, I just received a private message, ask you if you have like an online setup, because some people don't have shoes, but they would like to send cash to help.
Yeah.
Do you have Venmo or
No, like so right now we're not really looking for any cash donations, although cash donations are nice. We're just trying to really, again, we're gonna most likely ask for supplies in the way of, like, again, paint brushes, shoe polish, shoelaces. Those are the types of things. Instead of cash, we rather you send those types of items to the PO box. That way, it's just easier in that sense. Yeah.
okay. But yeah, we'll figure out, because some people do want to send cash because they
Mhm.
want to help, and they want to help in any way they can. So we'll figure something out. We'll figure something.
Awesome. Yeah.
Especially those of you guys on Oahu, you guys get so many options over there for buying the supplies that are needed. Kauai kind of limited, but on Oahu, yeah, just go check it out. Try support local if you can, but
Yep.
definitely shoelaces, shoe polish, paintbrushes. That's the
Okay.
This is it, guys. Jon Kaaihue, you can see him on his name on the Facebook on the thing.
Yeah.
You got any questions, you can send it to John, myself, or Charlie, and we'll make sure we get your questions answered. Um,
And
if
John,
know specifically what kind of
yeah,
supplies and so.
John, check your messenger. We have
Okay.
some viewers here. One viewer said that she couldn't watch the show, but she messaged you, and she has some shoes for you, and definitely wants to donate it to you. So just and has a phone number there. You can make contact.
Oh,
Okay.
great. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so
thank.
we are getting donations from all across the world, guys. Like even like Arizona, Las Vegas, and then obviously within the state of Hawaii. So Yeah, if you any, if you have anything lying around that you want to donate, by all means, we're accepting them. Again, all athletic shoes are welcome. Female shoes too, so women's shoes as well, especially for the softball girls, volleyball girls. We're looking for those as well. There's a little bit of a need for boxing and wrestling shoes too. So even for the old guys that wrestled in the past, if you got stuff laying around, again, never use the shoes since high school, and you know where it's at, and you're okay with letting them go to somebody else. We're definitely accepting those as well. So wrestling and boxing, yeah,
Oh, right on,
yeah,
right on.
Kind of exciting. I mean, I just all I can think about is those kids that gonna be given that new shoe.
yeah.
Um, and the that's so cool, man. Man, I wish your son was. He's still out there in the field.
They still going, bro. But right now it's base running, so I think somebody never touched first, and they have to come all back and start all over.
Hey, that's what makes champions, bro. That's what makes
Yeah,
champions, man.
yeah, yeah.
So cool.
But yeah,
Hey,
maybe
well,
maybe one of these evenings we can get him on. I don't know if he'll be up to jumping on right away, so I don't want to
yeah,
put
we'll
him.
we'll plug him in on another Feel Good Friday and
Yeah,
heap out bocha and wash up and put on some nice clothes.
all
But
right.
what John, how's your business, the sanitization, your equipment, if you don't mind sharing that a little bit.
Yeah. So my company, Hawaii Air Solutions, is doing fairly well. I mean, right now we are in a trial with the city bus over here in Oahu. So the handy van system, the city bus system, we're in a trial with them. A lot of it is durability. That's kind of what we're testing right now. We are up against some competitors in that market that specialize in tour bus and stuff like that, and but that trial should come to a close probably within a month, and then it goes to RFP, and then we see what happens with that. We recently did an install for David's Custom Roofing, Alliance Personnel, and we just partnered up with the Native Hawaiian Health Systems Corporation on the Big Island, both their Kilauea office and then also their family medical clinic in Kona. So it's nice to see that hospitals are kind of taking this on, clinics are taking this on, large scale, small scale projects we're working on as well. So yeah, definitely excited with that business as well. So as the tourism thing starts opening up, people are getting vaccinated, which is great. It's awesome to see that the Kauai's numbers have gone back to, say, somewhat of some normalcy at the 0 mark. But hopefully we can keep that all up, and then our technology just kind of works as the buffer. We believe that carriers will come into an indoor space with a virus, possibly COVID-19, and when that happens, we just want to make sure that they don't become spreaders. So that's kind of where our technology can kind of work, and we're doing some stuff with I think on Kauai, the Hawaii Health Systems Corporation as well. So we're in discussions with them, Mahelona, KVMH. So kind of doing a lot of stuff there too, and we do want to help restaurants, hotels, all those businesses that have seen a little bit of a spike. Um, if we can help in that way, we're here to help. Yeah.
Well, tomorrow we get the vaccine exemption starts tomorrow, Inter Island. We'll get a good idea of how that will work in the next couple of weeks. Kiala is asking if you did the Waiakea Palace.
Waiakea, Big Island, I doesn't ring a bell. No, no,
Well,
no.
I think as we start to progress to the end of COVID, not the end of COVID, but as we to the start of being normal again,
Hmm.
there's going to be a definite need. That safety net that you provide, I think, is going to be critical to keep this virus subdued as best we can. So,
Yeah, I think what happened, like where we are, right? We always knew there would be some type of like viral or bacterial outbreak, right? Like a pandemic of this proportion. But will it happen again? I absolutely believe it will. and will we be prepared now going forward with PPE and other, disease prevention methods, right? So hopefully we learn from what we've encountered, and I'm thinking this thing is behind us, maybe in the next, say, 5 to 6 months. I think it's going to take a little while, but again, it's all up to us, right? To keep it to where it's at. I mean, yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
Well, we want to thank you, and you're hoping we'll get Dane Boy on, but yeah, we'll do it for another time.
Yeah.
But we wanted to, because sometimes when we talk about COVID and we get so wrapped up, we say, hey, maybe we get one, something that gonna make us feel, it's like sweet and sour, right? You
Yeah.
talk about COVID, it's like, but you talk about something like this and it just energizes the heart. Says, okay, yeah, we can take that on, right on.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you so much for coming on, making it a point. Tell my grandson I miss him. And
Yeah.
I hope he enjoys his birthday gift. He's making good use out of it.
Oh yes, that the walk.
John, before you go, last question. Someone is asking, preschool shoes, the little shoes. Are you guys doing those as well? I know you mentioned the common sizes earlier, but will you guys accept the little shoes as well?
Yeah, so I think the kid size is kind of, I don't really know. I know if my wife was right here, she'd tell me, but size 8 kids. I don't know what that means, but so size kid 8 all the way up to size. We had a kid that had a size 18 foot, believe it or not. So yeah, big brother, Mililani High School, big boy. So we need those. We need those types too.
Yeah, the kid shoes is fairly easy. Like size 8.
Yeah.
Just very easy to tell. Either it's printed on the inside, but usually the size 8 is just right after size 7.
It's kind of weird, the kids one. I don't know what it is, or yeah. But any I think the kids 8 all the way up. He was saying, yeah, all the way to size 18 was the biggest that we had so far. So we get some kids with wide feet and big luau feet. We call them luau feet because the shoes don't exist. You cannot buy those. You got to special order most of those. So I think the big guys know how hard it can be to find those.
Yeah, but like they said, some of the best athletes, they flat-footed, and you know how wide flat-footed people can get, right? I mean, they're wide, but they're some of the best athletes. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there he went. Oh, there. All I know is if you get on size 18 shoe, you get on damn good chance of getting a free college education and possibly a professional career, boy. Size 18 is massive.
I'm thinking no need fins. What do you think?
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Hey, John, before you leave, so you had one cousin play in the major leagues, right? One Kaaihue.
Yeah. Kila.
Yeah. Then you have a cousin on my side that played pro ball, Leo Goes.
Yeah.
Yep. So hopefully it runs in a family. We'll see.
Yeah.
I tell you, Hawaii athletes have always been on the books, and I'm so proud of them in all the sports, from sand volleyball all the way up to soccer. I mean, cannot go wrong. Cannot go wrong.
I tell you, Kauai baseball will be, I think, on the map within the next couple of years. They got some tremendous talent on that island. I had the privilege of coaching a few, but I'm really, really excited to see where that class, I think they're about right now gotta be 15, 16s. So what are they? They're maybe freshmen's. Yeah. But I'm really excited to see what that island can produce in the next couple of years for baseball. It's going to be exciting. And Kauai, I think will pull out a championship. I'll put that out there.
Ooh, you heard that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
D2, they taking it.
Right on, right on. Laurel Kenny says to suggest an Amazon wish list. I have no idea what that is.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, we'll have that all set up. Yes.
All right.
Yeah, so
Thanks,
what
Laurel.
what she's mentioning is kind of like a shopping cart where we put our wish list on there, so paintbrushes, because sometimes if people donate paintbrushes, they will donate maybe the wrong one. So it allows everybody to just go to one spot and go, okay, perfect. That's what he wants. That's what he needs. And most of the paintbrushes run like $3-4 a pack. So fairly inexpensive, but easy way to help. Yeah.
You go.
Yeah. Thank you
Right
guys though. I
on.
appreciate it.
D Kicks, guys. That's the address. Screenshot. Look them in the comments. Check it out. Message me or Charlie if you guys cannot remember this. We'll get it to you.
And I
Reach
wanna
out if you can. You're gonna make some kids very, very, very happy.
let everybody know that my son takes after his mom. I have no talent whatsoever. So thank mom for all your talent, boy, for you and people.
You know, Charlie, I beg to differ because Steph showed me some pictures of you when you were young and you were part of the synchronized swimming team. I was impressed, bro. Like amazing,
Yeah.
amazing.
The
Because
short.
synchronized swimming is hard, very
Well,
hard. But you did it quite well.
well, you know the one where you go under and you flutter your hands and your feet come out of the water.
Yes, the one. That's the one.
Yeah, but see, mine was only the toes could break the surface of the water. So you need like binoculars to see my toes.
I tell you.
And it was hard because back then that's never have speedos, so I had to use lava in the water. You know how that thing all get caught up in my arms and almost half drowned. So you gotta watch out.
We'll put the pictures up on our next show. I'll put the pictures up on the next show.
You got it. You got it.
All right,
Thanks,
John.
John.
Hey gang, thank you. Love you guys.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
man. Love
Right.
you
Okay.
guys.
Cut off, man.
Yep.
Take care, brother.
Okay.
Aloha.
Well, that's good.
It's amazing, man. I mean, 14 years old. I mean, and it's not his first project. This kid is amazing. So just so is John. I mean, that's what they do. Community people. This is just one. It's an amazing way. Kid learning business, nonprofit, as well as community service, all with one project. Incredible stuff, man. I don't know, Charlie. I don't know how you hold back the tears. I don't know how you hold back the tears, bro.
I am like any other grandparent who's proud of their grandchildren. I mean, I would have never imagined, and as you know, Steph and I, we have many other grandchildren, and I've got one that opened up basically her own spa. She opened up a spa, and she's just filled with clients. And I've got one that goes to Hawaiian charter school, speaks Hawaiian fluently. And what's sad is, and I'm gonna admit it here on air. I went to Kamehameha. I did not take it. And I was just sharing this with Stephanie the other day that I just did not take advantage. I goofed off. Um, I don't speak a word Hawaiian. I should have. And maybe I should have just buckled down. My senior year came. I just was into work, and I should have gone to college, and I never did. So when I got into the police department and when I went to all these schools and had the high grades that I did, but like when you go off island and you go to another island, right? Police departments all get together. You go through those classes like 1 week. While everybody was out having a good time, right? At night, me, I was back at the hotel room just studying the books because I didn't have, math was never my strong reach. And I really had to study hard. So, I'm glad that everything I gained, I had to work extra hard. And even in the recruit class, I was the only non-college grad in the recruit class. So it was tough. It was tough. And you see my son helping my grandson do this. Yeah, I get tears, but I'm just proud of him. Like any other grandparent.
Yep. Yep. I cannot wait for the day to become a grandpa.
Oh yeah.
I hope it happens soon, but it's
Yep.
always cool. I remember my daughter one day, and I think I may have mentioned this, where her and Patsy went to the mall and she went and bought She was young, still in school. She was a kid, and she bought gift certificates for massages. I think from the spa or the salon. I think it was the massages, and she went out and put them on windshields of vehicles that she didn't know, just because, and that kinds of things. When they're that young, you kind of realize they're gonna be okay. When at that age they can appreciate what they have, and that there's others that have that are not as fortunate, and you can help them. I think at that point you kind of know that they're gonna be okay, and you're just proud of them. And my son went on a mission to Mexico, a Christian mission, where he got to see what it's like to have absolutely nothing, to live in an orphanage and have to fight for your food. That all made him realize at an early age that we are in positions, and I'm not saying we're rich or anything, but if you can give back and help someone, we should. We
Mhm.
should. And Dane is on track to being an amazing human being and a community servant, and proud of him, man. I'm just so proud to know these people. It's just awesome. Awesome.
Good.
But we all can do our little part. We all can do our little part. And you can do that by going to, I guess, Amazon wish list, I guess. Look for D Kicks. I'm assuming. I know there were some questions about how do you get the shoes. John mentioned that they're going to be working with organizations like Police Athletic League and Pop Warners. So go ahead and message Jon Kaaihue. You can find him on Facebook, or you can, again. He is right now. It's on Oahu. He is working with some of the organizations here on Kauai that they will expand to. So you know, maybe some of you have keiki or kids or grandkids that want to help out and be a little Kauai outlet. You never know. This is an amazing project. Amazing project. Just, man, if more people were like that, if more people did more for the community, I think we'd be in a much better place. Awesome.
Well, I want to thank some of the viewers there. Yes, Mrs. Ion, I said I was going to do it. So she made help set me up. Meet with a counselor at KCC to go over my options. Take a couple classes. Want to go get my degree. I mean, even though I'm already out of the department, but I still like to have an criminal justice degree. Go after that. Utilize whatever training, because you can get credit for your work experience too. So we'll see how that works out. And I definitely do want to take math. I want to be real proficient in math, because being part Chinese, I only count up to three. I want to go beyond three. I want to count in the teens.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, man. I cannot wait for you to graduate. Hopefully, we can tie them into the concert that you're hosting after COVID. We can
Oh,
do
here we go again. Yep.
we
But
can do your graduation concert. Yeah, that's what it'll be. It'll be a graduation concert. You know,
you when you
you're
have
gonna
fun.
find, Charlie. You're gonna find that it's so much easier to go to. It's tough. You go online school or whatever, and you go back to class. It's difficult in a sense, but it's so much easier. I think I went late. I went in my 40s, got my degree in my 40s. Took me I think 7 years to get my 4-year degree. But writing papers, writing all of those things that you had to do. Math was tough, but because of your life experience, all the stuff that you have been through, Charlie. I mean, from work to your, everything. Uh, I think it's much easier to do your papers when you have that the knowledge and the experience than it is for a kid right out of high school to
You
try
know
to.
what
Yeah,
I'm
it's gonna be
what
cool.
I'm really interested in, and I'm gonna find out. But as you know, when I went back to the workforce after my stint with the police department, I went to the medical examiner's office, and I love forensics. I mean, because I was always one that I just love puzzles, and that's what forensics is. It's like a big puzzle board, and you're trying to find the right puzzle to fit in the right place. And I really want to, really expound on that if I can. I loved it. Of course, some people I used to catch the flight early in the morning, come see Steph or Kawhi. They go, "Ooh, Mr. Yona, what happened last night?" I go, yeah, had couple, really ripe ones. I sorry, because I'll come straight from the mall straight to the catch my flight. It was like, ooh. But it was an experience. It was an experience.
All that gonna come into play when you're doing your schoolwork.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to that, man. It's gonna be awesome. That is going to be awesome.
Well,
With,
maybe I can do.
with
I
some
can
with,
do.
with some of your side classes, your other classes, I may have to go take them with you, bro, just so we can hang out.
Well, we should take again IT classes too, so that we can give Spectrum a run for their money. You know what I mean?
Why you had to bring that up?
I thought they'll
I
give
was
you
just,
a charge.
I was just on the phone earlier. I was having some internet issues, so I went on the. I was chatting with them, and they said they had to repurpose my router, so they did it online, and that the thing said, "Do not leave the chat once your connection is reinstated, your
Yeah.
chat will resume." That was the last I heard from them.
Hmm.
So I had to go back and then I asked them, what are the speeds supposed to be? Because on all the advertising, they say you get 200 megabits per second. I get 69 megabits coming down and about 6 going up. There's nothing close. So of course they said, "Oh no, that's the plan you have is 60 and 5." So I gotta go Spectrum tomorrow. I gotta go Spectrum tomorrow because
Brother, you get the Kupuna plan. Tell them you like upgrade to the Young Kitty plan, that the gaming plan. So on everything just fire away.
yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I've
No.
been having intermittent signaling and all of that stuff. So I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. So anyway,
Yep.
Charles,
Well, I do want to touch on something. It was sad to hear. I forgot how many cases we had today. What was printed anyway? I think was it what, 4 or 6?
we didn't have on Kauai. We didn't have any today.
But today's report is from Saturday, right? If we went
Yeah,
on a stick one.
yeah.
Yeah, so it showed, I think it showed 4 or 6, one of the two. And gang, it's we're doing all we can. But one thing that I just will not accept, I just will not accept that everything is community spread. That is the easiest thing to fall back on when you cannot find out where the hell the thing came from. Just leave it at community. And to me, that's not right. Because whoever deposited here, you need to find out if they deposited anywhere else. Because the next person on this island that gets it and say you get it, you might not have any relation, but the relation might be the person that gave it to you and the person that gave it to me. That might be the relation. And that's what we're trying to find out, right?
Mhm.
And we got to try really hard. And, I know the state health department is doing their best, but all I ask is please just take it up a notch because I really want to find out how is it coming. We know it's travel related, okay? But they're not going to say it if they cannot trace it back to that traveler. They won't say it because I get kind of disappointed that the local people just get bombarded and rightfully so. If you work in one hotel environment or you work in some kind of environment that you crossing a lot of people's paths, you run the risk. But at the same token, we got to make sure that we keep ourselves safe, right? And that's what I'm hoping. Everybody just stay safe. Just stay safe as much as possible.
That's all we can do, Charlie. That's all we can do. I mean,
Yep.
that clown yesterday at Leon's may have
Right.
given me the virus. Let's use this as an
Ooh,
example.
yeah.
So let's say in 5 days I get sick, I test positive. They're gonna ask me, where did I go? Well, I'll remember that clown because it was an event, but normally I wouldn't. How in the hell we're gonna trace that back, right? So I'm gonna be counted as a community spread. because they cannot tie me to a visitor. I'm just using that as an example.
Right.
That's the difficult part. When you get 3,000 or 3,500 people coming into your island every day, into your airport, when you get 20, 25,000 a day coming into your airports in the state of Hawaii, how in the hell you going to track these cases? You're not. And when you
Mhm.
cannot track them, Charlie, you just get dropped in the community spread bucket, and
Yep.
they make you think that you did something wrong, that you never wear your mask, or you went to a gathering, and yet no, you could have very well got them from a visitor or someone that got it from the visitor. So we just don't know. And really, it should be this is how it should be. If you cannot tie your case to a person that got it on Kauai, then it should be travel related.
Yep.
Then, if we
Exactly.
cannot tie them back to a human that gave it to you from Kauai, that should
Mhm.
be travel related, right? Doesn't that make sense?
Yep.
Why is
Exactly.
it backwards? Because you know why? Because they don't want. Only Kauai was the only one talking, every travel related case. So yeah, it needs, it just so this is the deal. We all know the truth, especially all of our viewers. We all know the truth. So our job is to go out and educate others, and not in a bad way. Just really, we know what the experts are saying. We know the ability of this virus to really create problems overnight. So, like Charlie said, guys, just be safe. Don't
Yep.
listen to the rhetoric about we're over the hump. Um, we got a long way to go, people, and this thing can trigger at any time because of the variant. So let's be safe. Let's be smart, and let's just be nice. All right.
Yes. Yes.
All right, guys. Wednesday night, 7 o'clock.
Got some exciting news on the day. Hopefully.
So far that's subject to change, but we got some mean. I know. Real quick for next Friday, we have the child and welfare service people. There is an extreme need for foster parents on Kauai. Well, statewide, but we're going to be focusing on Kauai. And we will have two representatives on sharing the numbers, guys. We really need some foster parenting on Kauai. So we're going to have them on next week, Friday. But yeah, if everything goes well, Friday, we're going to have a boom announcement. I'm looking forward to that. All right, Charles, thank you very much. You guys all stay safe. God bless. We'll see you guys on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock.
Take care now. Good night.
Aloha.